My name's Joey. I'm 25. I'm based in Austin, and this is Financial Audit.
What do you do for a living in Austin?
I am a plumbing salesman.
Plumbing salesman?
I sell hot water heaters and...
To people?
Yes.
To humans?
Yes.
So not to the companies, but to the people?
That's right.
People don't like you. I don't like you.
I try to be a likable person.
We're having a bad start already. I swear that stuff it's just so... They always try to... Because I know nothing about plumbing, and they always just try to sell me all this crap that my friends who know anything about plumbing tell me I don't need.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just feel like it's an endless, suck.
Yeah, most people, don't enjoy having a salesperson in their house. I do go to people's homes by appointment, so that's how I do the sales. It's all
Yeah, but when they have something wrong, right?
Usually when they're...
People don't want to get sold to when their poop is flowing out of their shower or something.
Well, I don't deal with that. It's mostly water heaters. I upsell on that stuff.
When they're taking cold showers, people don't want to be sold.
No, but they want hot water.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, what do you make on average? Because
it's purely commission. So
purely commission.
It is purely commission.
Wow.
I average about $1,500 a week.
Okay, nice. How do you feel living off of $1,500 a week?
It's okay. It's enough to pay the bills, but it's
enough to pay the bills. I'm just gonna adjust this.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
It's enough to pay the bills, but it's not really enough to do a whole lot more. Is how it feels.
How it feels. Are you W-2 or are you contract?
W-2.
W-2. Okay, so taxes are withheld then. So good. $1,500 post-tax or pre-tax?
Pre-tax.
Pre-tax. Okay. And I know with sales and commissions, sometimes it can be almost more like tax, like a bonus check.
Yeah, and so some weeks I'll have pretty high commission checks, and they get taxed ridiculously high. Yeah. So I would say it's more like closer to $1,000 that I actually take home based off of $1,500. Taxes get taken out, and then my health insurance gets taken out of my paycheck.
Right, absolutely, that makes sense. So like $4,000 a month is in your account on average.
On average, yeah.
On a monthly basis, okay. Well, I think a lot of people out there are like $4,000 a month in my checking account on a monthly basis. I'd be able to live. Why do you feel like you're not able to live? What's up?
So I feel like my recurring bills are higher than they should be. I feel like I don't really go out and spend. Like I don't go out to bars. I mean, I do eat out a lot. But I don't go out and do things. It doesn't seem like I just...
Do you budget?
I don't budget, no.
I mean, isn't that just the answer to your immediate question?
That would help, yes.
Why haven't you been budgeting?
Part of it is I don't know what my paycheck's going to look like. When I say average,
that
means that one week I'll have a $700 check and one week I'll have a $2,500 check.
If you have something that ebbs and flows so much, you just, take your bottom for the last year, and just budget off of that. Then the rest is extra that you can put towards different categories.
I'm not sure what the breakdown is supposed to look like for a budget because putting money aside for savings, retirement. I'm not
50% on needs, 30% on wants, 20% on savings, depending on your debt situation.
Right.
What is your debt situation?
My car.
Your car, okay.
My car.
That's usually one of the rough ones.
It's the car. I forgot my TV as well is finance.
What's your TV finance? That's the first on this show.
It was a firm. They had 0% interest through Best Buy.
Okay.
And my TV broke.
Well, okay. Yeah. But then, so even if with 0%, I'm okay with some 0% here and there, but with you, it's like you're not budgeting. You feel like you don't have money left over at the end of the month. If we're having minimum monthly payments be attached to that, it's usually not a good thing.
Yeah. I think a budget would certainly help.
So before we jump into the finances and stuff, I want you to describe your financial situation from your perspective.
Risky.
Go on.
Well, I don't have anything in savings. So it feels like I get paid and then I spend the money and then I get paid and then I spend the money. And it's just, kind of like an up and down, not really growing. Right.
Yeah. Why, if this is self-diagnosed, why have you not corrected this? That's why I'm so confused.
It's hard to say. I don't know. I feel like when I get, especially like a above normal paycheck, it's really easy to feel like, you're feeling really comfortable and then it's all gone.
Where do you think it's going? No budget.
I think restaurants is a big thing. Yeah. I could be wrong. I guess I haven't really like done an analysis of my finances and my car.
Yeah, that's fair. If you want to do an analysis, analyze hitting that subscribe button because we are trying to get to 250,000 subscribers and we're really close. Are you a subscriber?
I am.
Good, I'd punch you if you weren't. So thank you. Good. I mean, you would kick my ass in a fight any day. So that would have probably been a bad idea. But okay, that makes sense. Let's take a deep dive in this financial situation. Then hopefully we can put together a plan to get you on the right track. We have some debts, the car, but then a 0% finance, TV, and then no savings, and then money's just going nowhere. So that's our basis. Let's see. Let's start with everyday checking. Well, dude, I'm confused.
What?
The f- is this? You started the beginning balance of your checking account was negative $236. Negative $236. What's up? What are you doing?
Was that in the joint or was that in the checking?
This is in your checking account. You started with negative money. And you don't budget even though this is self-diagnosed. The only reason I'm upset at that is because you're like, oh, I know I spend too much money. Oh, it feels like there's nothing left over. And then all of a sudden you're deciding not to do all these things that are pretty clear that you should do. And then we open the first document and it starts with negative 236.
I actually didn't know that there was a negative balance ever on there.
That even makes me more upset. How do you not know?
Normally I would get a notification from Wells Fargo. But there was no overdraft fees or anything, so I'm not sure what the deal is.
Do you look at your money ever?
Yeah, I look at it.
And you didn't know?
No, I did not know.
And 5,338 came in, so better month than the average.
Yeah.
Okay, but then 4,550 went out, so $550 more than if you had your average. Ending with 551 still makes me a little nervous under $1,000, especially since you started negative. Like, if you only have a few $100 in there, I mean, that's dangerous for you, clearly.
Yeah.
So one commission check, $854, and then another commission check, $344. But you also had Zells in, so those don't really count. And then commission $457, then Zell in, lots of Zells. And then here was the bigger one, $1,400 for payroll. And then there was another one. So you had 5 payrolls.
Yeah.
This one. So that's why it was larger.
Every week.
Yeah. So this is just one of those rare months where. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
So 1,186. So if you didn't do that, you would have been negative again. If you didn't have one of those lucky months where you got 5, you would have been negative again.
Yep.
So usually when I see 7-Eleven, it's $3.45. That's typically not gas.
No, that is something that I need to fix.
What?
That's energy drinks.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's like a bang energy drink.
Yeah, but you say you need to fix like.
Oh, I need to get less. Sometimes I'll get one every day.
One every day.
Yeah.
Well, I actually might have a connection for you to fulfill this habit. One of my friends I have up north, they moved into in North Austin. They moved into a place. The previous owner, Bing subscription, and it continues to come in on a weekly basis. Has spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars since they've moved in only like 5 months ago.
I think I was better off not knowing.
I think you were better off not knowing as well. And they try to hand it all off to us, but none of us drink that crap. So
I recently, I have a gallon jug at home. So I made, not for energy drinks, this is for coffee. So try to reduce the cost.
It's a caffeine thing. It is.
Yeah. I don't need an energy drink.
Coffee's cheap. You can make cheap coffee.
So I'm trying to just make it at home.
Let's take 5.
That is a oil change.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And Amazon Prime. There's a lot of other things. What's DoubleTree?
That is a hotel.
All right. And a la carte in Houston.
It's a restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of restaurants here, like Pizza Hut and stuff like that. And lots of subscriptions, Microsoft, Amazon purchase, Grubhub Plus. You're paying the subscription for Grubhub. And Apple subscriptions, probably some app thing in there. And maybe you're paying for Hinge Super Premium Plus Extra. And Burger King and liquor stores, restaurants. Home Depot, $30. That could be good. That could be bad. Abba's expensive. Dairy Queen. I'm not going to go through all of these, but Amazon is constantly throughout here. And going to a lot of different markets, like Walnut Market, $3.45. Is that Bang? Walnut Market, $3.45.
Probably, yeah.
Chipotle, Microsoft subscription, Microsoft purchase of some kind. It's just, you're just going in, man. You're just spending all this money, and you're doing this. You're doing these Bang purchases when you have negative money in your checking account.
Yeah.
So this is a failure all around when it comes to money management, yes?
Yeah, it doesn't look very good.
I just want you to be able to recognize that.
I would say it feels like I've been living my financial situation. I've been living this way for a while, and I would say probably this year.
What's a while?
Forever, I would suppose.
That is a while.
Yeah. So since I've been working, like I get the money and then I just I have it to spend and then I spend it and then there's really nothing left over. I would say this year I had some sort of epiphany that I need to be preparing for retirement and be having some backup money in case something happens. And I don't have that right now. And I've been watching your channel, so that really helped me put some things in perspective as well.
What was the wake-up call? Was it the channel or was there something else?
Well, I'd say a lot of it was actually my job. So, I'm going to people's houses to sell water heaters, and hot water is kind of, nearly a necessity. I mean, you can kind of get away a little bit, but you need hot water. And there's a lot of people out there who are, elderly, and they are in positions where even if I'm essentially giving it away to them, they can't buy it. And seeing that firsthand, I'm like, man, I feel like I'm going to be like that if I don't change something.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm glad that the fire has been lit under the... Now, what most people struggle with is adjusting their lifestyle that they've just been used to forever to actually fix their life.
Yeah.
Do you think the fire that was lit under your... that real world experience that you witnessed was enough of a wake-up call for you to actually address things in your life?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Good. Doesn't look like anything's happened here because, the statement pretty much goes right up into a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, I think it just came out.
You just haven't started this?
No.
Okay, why have you not started? Self-addressed, were you just waiting for this?
No, I think the realization came very recently, and I haven't. I guess there's probably some purchases recently that I shouldn't have done. I need a plan. I think I don't have a plan made out in my head, and it's hard to start going towards a goal blindly.
Sure. Let's take a look at. There's a joint account.
There is, yeah.
You married?
No. Me and my girlfriend live together. And it's easier for us to our split bills like rent, electricity, etc. It was just easier to know what that amount was and just put it aside and just have an auto draft out of that account.
Okay. I mean, if it's like the shared things like rent, stuff like that, as long as it's not like shared debts and it's not like truly sharing all of your money together right now before there's that legally
right.
binding
we have
thing
our
of
own
marriage.
Accounts that we use for everyday spending.
Yeah, your negative account, yeah. So you put in, I think this was you, $1,300.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's a lot of your normal, your average money. Four Hands, is that her money?
Yeah, so she actually has it come out of her paycheck and go directly into that account just so she doesn't have to think about it.
You put in a similar amount, but oh wait. Oh, there she is. So it's pretty close. I think you put in maybe about 100 more?
Yeah, I put in a little bit more. I pay for the TV.
See, okay, what is this? Because that is financed.
Yes.
So you financed it together?
No. So
who is it under?
It is under her name, and I pay for it.
All of it?
Yes.
Why? Why is it financed under her name? It's helping her credit, and you are the one paying for it. If you were gonna stupidly finance it in the first place and pay for it, why not just do it?
I tried to do it, but I could not qualify for it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've had
Then why is she not paying for it?
Because I'm the one who wanted the more expensive TV.
Why didn't you just save up and get the TV? You know, it's just not even on your level. It's just an inherent risk on her level that you are paying for something financed by her.
It's a $75 a month payment for 24 months.
24 months is a long time, and guess what? People break up. Not that I think
know,
that's happening. I certainly don't root for it, but
I would. Obviously, I want this situation to happen, but I mean, I would skip paying one of my own things before I would not pay that because it's not under my name.
Yeah, you better, because that's rough. And then we have a Chewy subscription that you guys are sharing. So you guys are sharing things. And what is this global exchange payment?
That is a GVC, stands for Global Exchange Vacation Club.
What?
It's like a subscription, and you get discounts to hotels and resorts.
You can't afford a hotel or resort. It doesn't make sense. You can't even get a TV. Cancel that shit, dude. That makes no sense. Or just have her pay for it. I don't know her financial situation. What do you mean?
It's $156 a month for 3 years.
Well, is this like a timeshare?
It's similar.
Dude, how'd you get coaxed into this? That's a lot of money on a monthly basis.
It is. Yeah, we get it's a 20-year membership.
Oh.
We've used it so far. We have used it. We've got a few free vacations that we get.
It's not free.
It is not free. No. When I was looking at and
you're locked into this on a monthly basis for 3 years. Who sold you into this? How'd you get into this? How'd this happen?
It was we won a cruise at Six Flags by spinning a wheel, and then they had us go to this seminar.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
And luckily, we were able to get the price down from what they were originally trying to sell it from.
Yeah, and that's how they made you. You're a salesman.
Yeah,
that's how they made you. You get the price. You get the price down on your pieces that you're selling, so they feel like they're getting a deal, so they sell it. Easiest people to sell to are salesmen. Fun fact.
We asked some pretty hard questions to the guy, and it felt like we were making an informed decision. I understand it's an unnecessary purchase.
Unnecessary purchase, but that's also how they sell the bull to you. Because they make you feel like you're getting a discount and that you're making an informed purchase.
There were things that the salesperson did not say to us truthfully that we found out afterwards. Unfortunately,
shocker for these things,
and we went in under false pretenses a little bit.
What is the Synchrony Bank of $82?
That is our mattress.
Financed mattress?
Yes, financed mattress.
Wait, see, you didn't tell me about that. What is this?
Totally forgot.
Okay,
about that.
Under who?
That is under both of us.
See? You also told me you guys didn't have any shared debts. That's a shared debt.
It has recently been removed from my credit.
What does that mean?
Because last month I was discharged for Chapter 7.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. When did that happen?
This was for a restaurant that me and my mom opened in 2019.
Whoa. Yikes, dude.
Yeah. That's why I couldn't qualify for the CV.
We will be talking about that in a second. I did not know that. And you guys share an LA fitness subscription.
Yep.
AT&T. So your rent, is it split 50-50?
Yes.
So your rent's about 25% of your post-tax.
Yeah, I think it's on average $1,850. Water is included in our rent, so it fluctuates a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I don't like that. Okay. So it's fallen off your credit.
That's right. It is still in her name.
So who are you paying for it?
Yeah, we split the payment in half.
For how long?
It has $1,000 left on it.
For how long?
I actually am not sure.
Probably like a year.
Yeah, it is almost done. Yeah.
A year's a long time.
Yep.
Cool, if you guys broke up. My gosh.
We've been together 5 years. We're not going to break up.
That's not how that works. But again, I hope you guys don't. I'm not rooting for that. I just have to take in that calculated risk. And you guys have a service fee of $10 a month.
Yeah.
So, tell me about this restaurant, dude. Tell me.
Have you heard of Mighty Fine?
Mm-hmm.
So I was a manager at Mighty Fine for a while.
Burger place.
Yeah. I was managing there, and my mom had an idea. She's always wanted to open a restaurant, and she was like, well, I know how to handle the business side, but I don't know how to actually run a restaurant. So she was like, if you want to help me with that, then we can be co-owners in it. So that's what we did. And I financed most of getting that started with credit cards.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. How much did you borrow?
I don't know how much I borrowed completely, but the settled debt was about $120,000.
Oh. Was most of that on credit cards?
Yes.
Oh. Good night. And your mom was chill with this?
It was her idea. At the time.
What did you guys open and where?
It was in Leander. It's called AJ's.
Well, no one lives in Leander.
Well,
why would you open a restaurant in the middle of nowhere?
We were getting free advertisement by the city because they were trying to expand in front of the...
Yeah, because no one lives there.
People live
there. It's usually a bad sign, yeah, but no one lives there. That's usually a bad sign if, like, the city's giving you free advertising.
Well, they were trying to... They had this whole plan about expanding, like, right in front of, like, Town Hall.
I'm sure they did. It's usually a bad sign.
There's been a few other restaurants.
If they're desperate enough. Okay, so what was the restaurant?
It was like New American. Your typical like burgers, steak, chicken dishes, more like in the $20 range.
It's kind of expensive.
Yeah, I mean it was more of an upscale. I mean, not fancy, but not like a necessarily budget night out.
Yeah. And walk me through that. So we opened it?
So we opened it in about 3 months. Sorry, not 3 months, 3 weeks.
Wow.
It was an abandoned business for 4 years. And my mom talked to the owner of the building, and he agreed to let us open a restaurant in there. Mm-hmm. And not charge us rent for like 3 months. So we went in, completely redid the inside, repainted, got new equipment, trained staff, made a menu, and opened 3 weeks later. We were doing okay. Most restaurants don't make a profit in the first 9 months, most of the time.
Most restaurants fail.
Right. That's true. And then the ones that don't usually don't make a profit, for most of the first year. We were making essentially enough just to get by, like to pay everybody and order food.
And pay on your $108,000 of credit card debt?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay. You opened it. You were able to scrape by.
Yeah. So we were doing okay. What really caused the downfall was my mom ended up in a divorce, and her name was on the bank account that we used. And her now ex-husband put a temporary restraining order on her, and it locked the bank account. So we were not able to pay anybody, pay rent, like anything. And by the time, COVID was starting, so the court
Oh,
date
it was the beginning of that.
Yeah, and the court date was pushed out like a month, and we were like, we can't hold employees and not pay them.
So you guys get PPP?
No, this was before that happened.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So we had our hands tied. We had no access to any money. And our startup costs would have been so high to rehire everybody. And we had $10,000 of food in the fridge that was going to go bad because we can't open for a month. That we were like, we just have to close it.
And then you immediately declared Chapter 7?
No, I didn't start filing until the end of last year, September. And it's been a long process.
Yeah, probably dramatic process.
Yeah, it was a lot of steps.
It's one reason some people ask why I don't quickly jump to suggesting bankruptcy for people on here. It's because I would rather do everything until that because...
So the thought... I had 2 lawsuits against me.
Jeez, for not paying.
One from our food supplier and one from our supplier for the restaurant equipment.
Yeah.
The lawsuit itself, both of them together, was $30,000.
So you didn't... Did you have debt to them outside of the credit card debt? Because I thought you paid for those.
Yes. So we had a loan through the company that we got our equipment from to pay. It was about $20,000 for the equipment.
Man, you just went full debt.
Yeah, well, at the time, I didn't really know the risks that I was taking.
Yeah, because you were what, 22?
Yeah. I just was trusting that my mom knew what she was talking about.
And all you did was working mighty fine, but that doesn't equal kind of business.
Yeah, little too hopeful, not enough knowledge.
So did you have the car debt when you started filing paperwork?
I did.
Okay.
So the car I still have.
And the car debt?
The car debt I still have.
Yeah.
However, I did not reaffirm the debt, so I have what's called retain and pay, which means it's no longer being reported in my credit, and they don't actually ask for statements.
That's interesting.
So technically it says I have 0 due, which is not true.
Right.
We basically have an agreement due to a technicality in the contract where I can just continue paying, and they don't want to repo the car because it's more trouble than it's worth.
Sure. But if you stop paying, they will.
I don't know, actually, how long I'd have to go without paying for them to actually do that.
What is it usually like? Crap. I always suck with right off the top of my head. I think it's 5 months. Well, traditionally, it's like 5 months, 6 months. It's right
I'm not
around
planning
there.
on...
They'll correct me.
I'm not planning on not paying it for 5
Sure,
months.
I
I've
hope
been making
not.
regular payments on it.
Well, you didn't send me. Well, maybe it's because there is no statement. Because
Yeah, I can't pull them up. My account has been changed to a different status.
What is your car?
It's a Cadillac XT5, 2018.
T5?
XT5, yes. It's a SUV.
And when did you get it?
I got it in April.
Okay. So a year ago, essentially.
Yeah.
Interest?
High. A little bit under 15%.
Okay. Minimum monthly payment?
$618.
Oh. That's a disgusting minimum monthly payment for your income. Disgusting. Okay. And loan term?
72 months.
Yep. There it is. Jeez. Whew. And I kind of wish this was on your credit.
I know, actually. I called them literally 2 days ago because I was trying to get my account put back into the regular status because I had been discharged. And their bankruptcy department told me that because of the way that it was filed, they are not going to put on my credit. So I have since September, there's no payments that have been recorded, even though I've been making them.
Yeah, because if you're going to have this, we may as well let it positively impact your credit.
Right.
Okay.
So unless I refi it, then it won't be on my credit.
Well, with where your credit's at today and where interest rates are today, I don't know if that would be worth it. Maybe it would be. You have like 4 years left on it in general. Maybe you do refinance it. Maybe if
I was thinking about Credit Karma is saying I have good chances of refinancing it to 10%. Ideally, if I refinance it to a $500 payment, I would continue making $600 payments.
500. Okay, because you'd keep it at the loan term.
Well, I could do a shorter term. I'm not sure.
How many miles are on it?
77,000.
And what is the loan balance? You probably don't have an exact.
2,700 and no, sorry, 27,800. That was just checked a couple days ago.
I was about to be like, oh, okay. And now I'm like, oh, okay. Well, let's pull up that Credit Karma then. Let's take a look.
Yeah, okay.
Well, let's see what's going on in there. Woo! All right. Didn't know what we were getting into today. Haven't had a bankruptcy on here.
I know. That's part of why I wanted to come on. I don't know how many people out there might be in the same position.
I know. It's unique for the show. I feel bad that for you had to be on it. What is this? What do you have this?
That is paid off.
I know. But with the money that this would have cost, iPhone 14 Pro Max.
Again, I got a really good paycheck at my last job.
I know. That really good paycheck should have gone to this car. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, we're in the 500s. Refinancing your car loan from GM.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised because Credit Karma has like a guarantee where you can well, it's under a few things where they say you can do this, and if you don't get approved for it,
yes, I just got a credit card that way because I have, as far as
you shouldn't have a credit card.
I'm pretty good at not using credit cards themselves.
Negative balance on checking account. In what place have you possibly demonstrated you're able to manage money in any way whatsoever?
I wouldn't put a high balance on a credit card.
I don't trust you.
Oh, that's fine. That's okay.
What?
I had, tens of thousands in credit card limit before the restaurant opened. And I had...
Yeah, then you maxed them all the fuck out.
But it wasn't on daily spending. I just want to buy this.
In what place in your mind have you been able to show historically that you can manage a credit card?
The last credit card I had a secured card while I was filing bankruptcy that went away because I filed.
All these suck with the interest rates and everything, because even if you refinance because they're all going to be 72 months, 84 months, please do not do that. Because if you do the 84 months, you'll pay a total of $20,000 in interest, and for the 72 months, you'll be paying around $10,000 of interest throughout that. Disgusting.
Right. If it's paid off in
the... It is, which it won't be. We'll talk about that.
Ideally,
60 months?
I'd like to just, quickly get rid of the car and get a different one.
Well, you have to drive a lot for your work.
I get a company car.
Damage on vehicle?
None. It's in really good condition.
XTS?
XT5.
Oh, my 5 looked like an S.
I'm cool. So I wanted your opinion on the cost, what the cost of a car should be, I suppose. In my head, I'm thinking if I were able to...
You mean your sale price?
Right, for a new car. That I'm, because I want to get rid of this and get into a cheaper car.
You have a company car.
I can't use it for personal use.
Okay. Does your girlfriend have a car?
She does.
Okay. Then for personal use, you only go with your girlfriend places until you're out of this death spiral.
So you'd recommend no car?
For now. Well, you'll use your company car, stop at HEB on the way home. And then if you go places, you go out to eat and stuff like that, you and your girlfriend go. You don't go out to... you don't spend money going out to eat. She can pay for it, but... CTS. No.
XT5. I found...
Sure it's a 5?
Yeah, XT5. There is an XTS. It's a different... It's not
even popping up as an option.
Yeah, it should be on here as well.
I like XT5.
There's XT5s that are the same trim level, same age, and within 2,000 miles being sold at dealerships for $27,000. So obviously I couldn't sell it to the dealership for that much, but I think I'm pretty close to what I could sell it for on the private market.
Private market?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would immediately put that on the market today.
Okay.
Today, clean it up, get it on the market, try to sell it for as much as you can. Let's say you only get, $25,000 for it. Still, whatever. Boom. put it towards it. I don't even care about refinancing at that point. Boom, put it towards it. And then you're just not spending anything other than your rent and groceries and utilities.
Right.
Until you pay off the other few thousand, whatever's left over at that point. And then it's done. It's done. It's done. Forever.
I'd like it to be done.
It's done. And I think you should be able to do that with just in a few months if you sell this. You know, maybe you sell it for $20,000. Then still, you put your budget like $300 for groceries, then you have your rent. And then, you know, that's pretty much it.
What do you, I was thinking potentially due to the credit situation and not being reported, doing a voluntary repossession for GM Financial. And letting them just take it. And I mean, if it's not being recorded on my credit anyway, then that might be a way for me to get rid of it without, being penalized.
Will that fully take care of the loan?
I don't know. I guess
well,
I'd have to
I don't know that either. You would. If not, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I don't have the answer to that question. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Maybe I'll call them.
Yeah, maybe. But assuming not, then just do this. Pay it off in a few months. $300 for groceries. Pay your portion of the rent. Pay your portion of the utilities. Don't spend a single cent on anything else outside of that.
Okay.
That's hard.
That is hard.
Yeah. Be a big boy. Yep. You can do it. I believe in you. 25. You earned it out. You can act like it for a few months because it's worth it. Then after that, a few months, then continue the strict budget. You have your portion of the rent, you have your groceries. Let's just say you have an extra $2,000 left over. What I would do for 5 months, not going out to eat, not having fun unless your girlfriend's paying for it, someone else is paying for it. You can have fun, but it's free fun. Just create your budget for what is best in each category. Just no fun spending and cutting back on necessities where possible and healthy. Then over the next 5 months, you're putting $2,000 aside on average into a high yield savings account. Get just like $10,000 as a starter emergency fund saved up. At least have that because it's an emergency that you don't have an emergency fund. It's risky. Yeah.
So I'm not planning on staying at my current job.
Okay. Okay.
So the company vehicle is not going to be a permanent thing.
Okay. Any particular reason you want to leave?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of recruiting for the Austin Police Department.
You're already in the middle of it?
Yeah. Ideally, it would start in May. So,
can your girlfriend drop you off to work?
Potentially.
I'm going to get you to a place where you can get a car, but you need to at least have like 7 months where you don't need a personal vehicle. It's
I'm going to be going to kind of like the east side of the airport. It's not that far of a drive. It's like a 15-minute drive from where I live.
Will your girlfriend take you?
I don't know if she'll be able to.
What does she do?
She is she's in product development for a furniture company.
So she works
about 5 minutes north of where we live.
Okay.
So it is in the area.
You guys could figure it out. Figure it out. Or you could take the bus, dude. I know you could take... If you're 15 minutes to the airport, I guarantee you can take the bus to the airport. Guaranteed. Yeah. And that is worth it. No, I don't think you're going to do this. I don't think you're going to do what is necessary. I don't think people are in American culture are willing to sacrifice going from a car to riding a bus for a few months just to better the rest of their life.
I mean, I'm willing to make serious changes. I know I have to because, especially, if I end up doing the police academy, I'm going to be taking a pay cut. So I need to also... Dude,
if you're willing to grow a pair, sell this thing, pay off the other couple $1,000, whatever it takes, then save up $10,000 as quick as you can. I'm thinking like 7 months if you go crazy, which you should, because this is crazy. So by the end of the year? Yes. Then at that point, what you can do, you determine your saving level of how quickly you want to get to another $10,000 to get a car, but you can get there. You can continue going crazy, do an extra 5 months of $2,000 saved up on a monthly basis, and you can buy a $10,000 car in cash, because I want you to avoid debt. I wouldn't use the credit cards you have, but I don't think there's going to be any talking you out of that, so there's no point of having that conversation. But in another 5 months from there, you'd be able to buy a $10,000 car, and then you can start investing. You have an emergency fund, you have a paid-off car, you can start investing and stuff like that. And that's great. We want to get you to that point. But you have to make the sacrifice now that is necessary. Now, ride the bus, ride with the girlfriend, do what is actually necessary to improve your life. I promise a year from now, a year and a half from now, you will feel so good instead of trying to pay off this car or trying to save up for a car right now instead of an emergency fund and having this process take twice as long, 3 times as long, 4 times as long. Just do the temporary sacrifice. I promise it's worth it. I promise.
I don't think I was expecting you to say to go without a car for that long.
Americans are addicted.
Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible.
I know for a fact you can ride a bus, though, in this city.
Yes, I get stuck behind the buses all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a more effective way to use for humans to move anyway.
I would drop my car insurance is $215.
That's good.
Too, so
that's perfect.
That
as much money as you can put. I want you to get to a place where you can have a car because essentially we're forced to have one in order to live in our society here. But you'll get there. It'll just be after this is paid off, after you have $10,000 saved for an emergency fund, and after you then save up. I'm thinking like $10,000 to get a car. If you want to do a $5,000 car, that's great. If you want, go to the private sale, take it to a mechanic, make sure that they agree on the value and that, you're making a good decision. It's not just going to break down and it's not bad for safety. $5,000, sure. $10,000 is what I'm guessing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that was the range that, I was thinking more like 10 to 15,000, but I suppose.
If you want to save up to 15,000, that's fine, but you're also falling behind on retirement.
Yes.
So I'd rather you just get the cheaper car, start saving for retirement, start catching up, and then once you're to a place where you're caught up, you can upgrade in cars. We're not saying you're going to be living in or you're not going to have a $10,000 car for the rest of your life.
Right.
We're talking about taking temporary sacrifices here and there to catch up because of the massive mistakes you have made.
Yeah.
You're just owning your past. All right? You made the choices, yes?
Yes.
So are you willing to actually deal with them?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Then you don't have to spoil yourself with a $15,000 car right now. You don't need that. You're A to B right now. You're A to B.
Yeah.
In a few years, you can get yourself a nice car. You'll probably be making a good amount of money. Police people make good money here.
Yeah,
as far as I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you'll be able to get it. It comes with good benefits.
They do, yes.
So.
Well, I mean, touching back on the credit card, I mean, I really had to get a card because my credit is pretty stagnant. There's actually, I don't think there's anything being recorded on my credit right now. I know.
And I love a good credit score as much as the next person. There is a level of importance. The importance of you actually having well-managed money and not going into debt is far more important than you having a good credit score. And you have demonstrated in the past a few times negative balance on your checking account just at the beginning of this month that we're recording and accumulating over $100,000 in credit card debt. 2 major examples in recent history of you demonstrating you cannot manage money. I would love you to have a credit card once you're able to get on a budget that you actually follow. Use You Need a Budget, which is an app, or use Mint, I don't care. Use Dave Ramsey's app, I don't care. Any app is great. Just use it. Budget. Yeah. Use an Excel sheet. You know what I'm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm. Yeah. Use anything.
Yeah.
Just budget. Once you can demonstrate it, then you can do credit eventually.
Okay.
Because yes, you're losing money with debit cards, but you're losing more money because you don't know how to manage money. Does that make sense? Or is this?
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. I mean, clearly, I know that there's an issue here. A big reason of wanting to come on here was getting a second. Hearing somebody say what the problems are to help make those problems real versus just in my head, I need to fix this. It's not that big of a deal. It helps put things in perspective. The car situation is going to be hard, but I think I understand what you're saying about that. That's probably the best decision to get rid of it.
It is. Dude, I promise in a year and a half, that year and a half sacrifice is going to be so worth it for the remaining decades of your life versus stretching this out for a few years.
Yeah, well, I know something's got to happen with that. That's I hate paying that bill. Dude,
it's so worth it, I promise you. You'll be so excited. when you're just out of this and you have a paid for car and a fully funded emergency fund, my goodness, your life will be fantastic. And then you'll start investing and you'll be well ahead of people eventually. Right now, you're well behind where you should be.
Right.
So do what's necessary. So I don't want to be too judgmental because everyone takes things, different ways and presents themselves different ways. Mm-hmm. But just with the way you are showing yourself here, taking in the information, I have low confidence. And I just need to say that as a very open and transparent person.
Okay.
You could just be presenting yourself with how you are, and maybe you're fully taking this in and you're ready to just go crazy, which is awesome, which is what I'm hoping. I just have a little confidence right now. Will you do this? What will you do? I want to hear from your perspective, knowing you, what will you actually do?
There are 100% going to be financial changes that I make. March is tomorrow, so literally ASAP. I don't want to say that I'm for sure going to get rid of the car, but I do want to either pay it off enough to just sell it and then get a cheaper car. I mean, I've never not had a car. It just sounds kind of, it sounds...
Yes, it's very anti-American's biggest addiction.
And maybe that's just something I need to, get over. I'm just being honest about how I feel about it right now.
Yeah, you're acting like a toddler without his, sippy cup. You're fine. You'll be able to survive.
I'm not disagreeing.
No.
I'm not disagreeing.
You know how crazy babies go when they all of a sudden exist without a pacifier for a second? They've lived with it their entire lives. Oh my goodness, the world is ending. They don't have it to suck on. You can live without a car in a major metro with public transportation that sucks, but is halfway decent in the area I know you live in the area you have to go to.
Well, I'll say this. I'm definitely going to, when I go home today, talk to my girlfriend, and we are going to discuss what that would look like if I were to just give her the car.
Okay. Well, the only say she has in it is, whether or not she'll drive you.
Right, yeah.
Other than that, there's nothing else. This is all you do.
I think if she can actually do that and it's not too much of a burden on, whatever she needs to deal with work, then I think that, there is a
Show
decent
her this
chance.
video because it will be a burden on her, but if she fully understands the extent of the mess you're in and what you need to do and how temporary the sacrifice is for the remaining decades of both of your lives, assuming you get married, she will totally be on board if she's a mature adult.
Well, she will be seeing this video.
Well, and speaking of that, though I go in on you and I go in on everyone just to make sure they understand the extent of their debt, and then I'm disappointed in different ways if they're not going to follow through. But thank you for being here because you're putting your example on display for other people, and other people, with similar situations, maybe people who have gone through bankruptcy, might be going through any kind of bankruptcy. They relate to your situation and hopefully it helps. So thank you for that.
Of course, I hope that there's people... no, I don't hope that there's people in a similar situation, but those that do, I hope they continue to learn from these videos.
Any final thoughts?
I hope I can make it without a car.
For Joey, he's obviously climbing out of a really big hole and, going through bankruptcy. That's something I wish no one would ever have to go through, but he's made some big mistakes in his life, and I am a little nervous based on those mistakes and based on just where the checking account was at the beginning of this month. I am nervous with where we are going, but has to definitely get out of this car debt, has to definitely get an emergency fund, and needs to save any money for retirement. So right now, Hammer Financial Score, just looking at where the debts are right now, it's going to be 3 out of 10, which is actually not as bad as I bet some people are expecting, but he only has that car debt, and I think he can get out of it if he actually does it. So make sure to check out all the fun things in the description, like my Instagram and Twitter, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.